Hello everyone! Whoa, you guys want to learn about hydrangea pruning. And here in northern Michigan, hydrangeas grow so well. We have the perfect climate for it. And before we dive into this, one thing you're gonna need to know about your hydrangeas is what variety you're growing at your house. And a little research on Google will help you know exactly the pruning tips. But yes, hydrangeas need to be pruned. We want to prune them back in either the later fall or the early spring. Here at the farm, we do it in the late fall just because I like them to be sort of cleaned up for the winter season, and then in the spring it's honestly one less thing we have to do once the snow melts. You'd also need to learn, do your plants bloom? So the heads of your plants, do they bloom on new wood or old wood? So are you growing all these beautiful heads of hydrangeas on a brand new shoot coming up from that root ball of the plant, or are the old framework and canes, as they're called, are the old canes, this is my hand sign that these are the canes coming out of the ground, are the shoots coming out of there? That's another thing you want to learn. But when you're pruning, why do we prune? We prune to send energy back into the plant so it can grow stronger next year. Because even though these aren't technically thriving anymore, we've had a couple frosts here, they are not growing anymore for the season, this plant is still expending energy to keep these blooms heads upright. It's also still expending energy. It's taking in stuff from the sun. So you want to make sure, like, let's just clean it up and let's get going so these roots can be good and healthy and strong. So I'm going to show you how to prune. It's pretty much the easiest thing ever. You do want to make sure you have a good pair of shears. I always say you can get great shears at any major home improvement store. Don't spend an arm and a leg. Just make sure that they're sharpened. And you want to be really careful when you're using these. They always have a safety lock. Please, please, please have your safety lock engaged when you're just walking around, because danger. Okay, let's prune. So we have limelight hydrangeas. These are limelights, and they bloom on new wood every year. So when I get in here, which we're going to do right now, I can give them a pretty intense pruning because I don't need that cane framework for next year to get our shoots. So limelight hydrangeas bloom on new wood. So what you're going to do is we're going to come in here, and here's a perfect example. This is a new cane from this year. We had a beautiful head. I follow it all the way down. You can see it came out of the ground, and then I just cut maybe 2 to 3 inches. Bye, have a nice winter. And then you can just go to town in here, cutting, getting rid of all your things, being careful with your snips, cutting everything back. It seems a little sad, but really just be happy for the great season you had with your plants. This is Pruning 101. And I just work my way around the plant. Make sure you're getting down lower than you think. I don't go flush with the ground, and I think the reason I don't go flush with the ground is just because I never have, and they keep blooming every year, and flush with the ground seems a bit intense. Again, get on Google. Number one thing you need to do is identify what variety of hydrangea you have. So we're cleaning this out. This is old wood from last year. Pruned. One down, couple more to go. Now that all our heads are down and these shrubs have been pruned back, one thing I love is if you want some dried hydrangea heads, they dry so well. So what you want to do is take your foliage off, and you can bunch these, hang them upside down to dry in your garage or even in your house. And then once they're fully dried, you can stick a bunch of dried hydrangea heads in a vase for the winter, and they have a beautiful color and texture and shape. So what I would do is, you want to get all the leaves off. Those aren't going to dry well. But then remember, I would just rubber band around your bunch and hang it upside down. And then you'll be in business with some cool stuff to work with through the winter until our plants come back to us next spring. And don't be sad. A lot of people get sad. I don't think we should be sad at all, because the amazing part about nature is that we have the seasons, and that, yeah, the hydrangeas, they can't bloom year round here in beautiful northern Michigan. So you know what we do? We're going to go in our house, it's going to snow a lot, and we're going to enjoy the winter. And then next summer, they'll come right back up from the ground once again because we pruned, and we'll enjoy their beauty all summer long. We'll see you next time.